Alright, I'm here. So, today, doing some really high-tech stuff. Well, I could call it high-tech, but at the same time, there's just a lot of plugging and playing. So I'm not going to chat too much. I can see it goes up on screen too often. Okay. I do have text-to-speak on, but a lot of what we're setting up today is inspired from a streamer called One Shot Questers. So I'm going to go over to his stream real quick. Twitch.tv. I want to show you what this guy did that inspired me to be like, hey, I want to figure out how to do that myself. Because it is amazing. So the goal is that we're going to be able to do this one day.
What is getting ready to be pre-ordered?
Honestly, the classes are just Dee Dee's Halloween costumes.
That's very true.
At Coda Glitch Murphy.
Wow, that does not look good. Hold on. Hold on.
So first of all, this is One Shot Questers. Let me just share his link.
I'm gonna turn off my chroma key for this.
I guess that's the VOD.
Everyone, look. We have Dee Dee plushies again.
Okay.
Toe Tubbin? Who is Toe Tubbin? What does he stand for? I know elections are coming up, but I don't like any of the picks. Maybe you could convince me to vote for him? What is he fighting for? All right, Rivali, you are right here.
I walk up to one of the people, still as a dire bear.
Okay, so now you come over here. We'll say you're right there as the bear.
So what's happening on screen here is One Shot Questers. I think his name's Duke. He created text-to-speak characters, and I'm probably going to take it a step further than I need to be quite honest. But I'm going to make it to where anyone in chat can pick their class, their character, using the library of voices we have.
Can you increase the volume on the video?
Yeah.
That's great, but what is he going to do for me? Why am I voting for him? Is he going to stub my toe because it's going to make me better?
Hey, Christian, welcome in.
Youthful again? Tell me, why should I vote for him?
I did not kill the cat. It's just a butter knife. So we can see here,
Keeps your toes safe.
characters from chat are contributing.
All right, Harry, first you walk over. What do you plan on doing? Iron Mind, what do you plan on doing with this last person over here? We're going to say this is your person to try to convert.
So there's a bit of a downtime in between their text, which I'll cross that bridge when I get to it.
Stopping.
But he's basically keeping up with chat.
If you vote for him, you won't stub your toe.
You have 3 people playing at a time.
Really? If I vote for him, he won't stub?
And then he's changing out these characters every about 15 minutes.
And you take the mic smiling, and the whole crowd boos. They boo you.
Welcome in, Ding Dong.
Just stop their favorite song.
To a tubbin.
What do you plan on doing?
Is there people at the bar who drinking?
There's people there, yeah. There's like people who's like waiting on their drinks.
So I'm going to have a different approach to this, but I absolutely love the use of text-to-speak with people in chat, assigning people a place in the party,
I want to just continue the song, let it finish
and
while I am singing.
having that extra movement when they're talking. It's just such an interactive concept, and it makes me really excited to play Dungeons & Dragons with, people that just walk in the door. Anyone can play. There's a process here where you're picking your character. Let me see if I can find one. Which it's very inspiring to see.
The world of Chonkla. The Chonkla Mountain.
Can the trio reunite with Toby here?
So you can see here, people are queuing up to play.
Forgot about that. All right, the next people is Hunchino. Oh, PJ, Rivali, Justin Generation Z, and then Pelixy.
Player 3.
Welcome you.
So just to describe what's happening, he's essentially pressing one button and it's assigning the character, it's swapping out their name, and then it's relaying the text that they're saying. And then it's also moving their character in accordance to the text to speak, which I already made some progress on. I haven't done the text yet. I don't imagine it'll be too much far off from what I've been doing. It's really cool.
Super cool.
Very cool. And just being able to play with chat is inspiring. And people were going nuts. Like, people really wanted to play. Like, the story itself was very interactive. Like, it was very toe themed this time around. So it's like they went to Totopolis, then they went to Tochella, and then they went to the Toe Gods, and they got hit with like a chancla. And then it was like a happy ending. Now, I would probably add more combat. This was very roleplay heavy, which, I mean, what can you do? This is a very stop and go rhythm to this. It's kind of like, hey, we're building a story together. But I really want to encourage like learning Dungeons and Dragons. But there's just a lot of setup. So a lot of what I'll be doing today is just kind of like working on getting this integrated into my stream, because I really want to try this just as a concept to see if people, you know, like it, want to play. But yeah, that's what we're going to be just setting up today. So it's going to be very casual today. Most of my streams have been,
some of them are familiar now.
you know,
I apologize.
Research and development lately.
No. Give me 1 second. Too hot brass. That wasn't fair to you. Let's see if I can get you again. Oh, darn it! I'm gonna get it. There you go.
Yeah, this is
2, 2, 3
one-shot
hot brass. You're
questers.
on. There you go.
He's been doing this like once a week. I can tell it's very stressful.
Yay!
2, 2, 3 hot press. How are you gonna convince these the followers of the big toe to join the little toe? What's the final thing that you were?
So getting everything set up here. This is our D&D game. Panda actually has been playing with me. And what we've been doing is exploring 3D Dungeons and Dragons and like what we can do on this new server. Before I was hosting it on my own computer. The idea here is that people will be able to play without much setup. Like, for example, connecting to my computer. Instead, you're going to be logging into a third party. So in the future, I hope to be not only playing more regularly, but with like new people, fresh people, and just like cycling people in and out. So I think getting other people into the game isn't the goal. It's more so I want Twitch chat to be able to just plug and play. And so that's what we're going to be doing today with the characters up on screen. Hey, Ikion, what's up? Welcome in.
Exploring ... looting ... killing elephants.
Exactly. We just want that ivory. Uh-oh. Panda, what did you flip? Panda actually has been playing with me. And what we've been doing is you would clip something out of context. Thank you so much, Panda. Welcome in, everybody. I saw Garnikin, I saw Ding Dong Diddly, Panda Pops, Ikion, Christian's here. Go West. What's up, dude?
That's my one for the next few months.
Panda has been playing with me. That's so innocent, Panda. Why do you have to make it not Tate? It's so innocent. Alright, I'm turning on the music. Turning down the music. Alright. So, where do we start? Well, I may be turning off and on text-to-speak, but those of you who are going to be hanging out, I might use you for testing some things. So, for example, I've been attempting to do a player setup. You'll see the 3 characters on the left side of the screen here. Looks like I might have to restart my bot because he's not communicating with me.
Hello there.
Is this not working? This has been a bit of a problem as I've been testing things today. Well, player 1 class. So I think it's running multiple commands at the same time right now. Is there an easy way to restart this? Alright, Dorkbot. Take a break. But basically, my computer is trying to talk to like 4 different softwares at the same exact time, and that's causing a lot of problems. But at the same time, it's so cool when it works. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, now it's working. Alright, I'm going to try clearing it. Alright, now it's cleared. So if anybody wants to enter a fake giveaway, you can do ! enter. It should give me like a thumbs up. Okay. So now I'm gonna pick player 1. It's me for now. Let's see if I can, because there are multiple people here now. I'll try setting up player 2 and 3 while we're thinking about it.
FAG enough, I know, right?
Rigged! See if this works. Okay, Ikion's player 2. And Panda Pop's your player 3. So, the way this is supposed to work is that now because you are chosen, you are assigned the variable player 1. So I'm going to turn off my text-to-speak for everyone. So now we're not going to hear everyone talking at the same time. So this is going to be in settings, general. Yep. Then speaking options, say everything. I now have disabled. So me personally, hey, this is a test. So player 1 I did set up. So basically it's saying, hey, if this person who's talking is player 1, give them the variable player 1 temp. This can then basically tell the next sequence of actions like, oh, if player 1 temp is talking, continue. So it's an if-then statement. And if they are player 1, it's going to change the voice. So we haven't gotten to that point yet, so I'm actually going to disable that. This one we'll use, Bart is the one I've been using lately. So basically, it's going to take the message if I'm player 1. So let's just make sure this is working.
Hey,
Sorry,
this is a
Ikion.
test.
No marrying here, Ikion. I'm celibate for life. Honestly considering it. Okay, so we got that voice alias working. So we're going to use Bart, SpongeBob, and Weeb just to make this easier. So right now it's using the application default. I want to assign them all unique auxiliary inputs and outputs. So it's going to be, Bart is going to be using 1, SpongeBob is going to be using 2, and Weeb is going to be 3. So each one of these characters is assigned this voice. Ikion, it just makes us more attractive when we say no. Okay, so this is now working. Player 1 is working just fine. So I disabled it for everybody else. There are people talking in chat, however, they can't see or hear themselves speaking. So the idea here is that now I'll be able to duplicate this. We'll do 3 because I already set up 2. So this is going to be a variable for player 3 that is basically assigned and then given a secondary variable, which is like a temporary variable specifically for this sequence of events. And it's going to be using Weeb. So Panda Pops, whenever she speaks, it should now hopefully register that she's speaking. So it does.
Players.
Panda, type something. Stab, stab, stab. Okay.
Stab, 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 barman.
Nice! That's exactly what we want. Alright, cool, and now I'll get Ikion set up as well. Aw, shucks, Ikion. We'll do it for the green card, okay? Okay, so let's set up Ikion's character. So right now, if I just change this to SpongeBob, and it should have all the necessary variables already. So it's persistent, player 2 temp, temp 2. Okay. So now when Ikion says something, it should react. And now the next step is an OBS. So we're going to be taking these character portraits that are here on screen. Hey Julie, how are you?
Who's my daddy? How dark is my daddy?
That is so weird when it's SpongeBob's voice. But we can see here that the image should be doing stuff on screen. It might be doubled for you guys. So, for example, if I talk, my character here, it'll only do up to 25 words. So here's the test with more than 25.
You can bestow magic on multiple objects, touching one object each time you use this feature, though a single object can only bear one property at a time. The maximum number of objects you can affect with this feature at one time is equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of one object. If you try to exceed your maximum, the
Okay.
oldest property immediately...
Thank you. Alright, so there is no cap, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I at least know how to silence it. There's a button that does that. But yeah, Julie, I know it's very confusing what you just walked in, but welcome. But yeah, we have our 3 characters now working. They're pulsating on screen when they talk. They're using unique auxiliary inputs, which should be echoing through my voice channels. Were you guys able to hear the voices?
Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. So it's coming through channel A. That's great.
Yes.
And so Panda just said yes, and that was Weeb talking. Now, the next step is... I mean, that was actually a lot of things that I thought I was going to struggle with. I do want to set up arguments. And arguments is kind of like a coding term, where it's like, let's say Panda Pops 90 in chat says, I want to be a barbarian. So what I was going to set up was a 60-second window where players can choose their class character. So for this instance, Panda Pops wants to be a barbarian. She would type barbarian into chat, and that would kind of like lock her voice to the barbarian. So this is where things are going to get complicated. But we got the things working where, you know, I can already start playing. Like, there's already a lot of the functionality is now available. And if anybody has ideas, feel free to throw them out there. I'm gonna get a drink of water.
I hit the tiny man with an axe.
Okay. So, next step is to start building that 60-second window. So we'll go ahead and make a new command. Hey, Nervex, what's up, dude? Welcome in. So this will be text-to-speak player class selection. So we're going to enable 3 different actions. So we're going to set action state. We'll have a random action here to enabled. We'll add some delays. And then we're gonna disable them after 60 seconds. Okay. So yeah, quick, I guess, ad, because I am not doing ads or subscriptions to watch my Twitch streams anymore. But if you are in the United States of America and you haven't gotten a factor box before, it's about $50 for 8 meals. And if you purchase using my link, I make money. And right now I am broke. So yeah, check out that link in chat. Garnikin, will that give players with view delay problems? That's a good point, Garnikin. I could probably open up that window to maybe like 2 minutes. If anything, I'll be able to do it, you know, in hindsight. Like, let's say somebody is too slow. But ideally, we want people watching within 60 seconds to be able to interact. Okay, so with these class windows, I'm going to be first seeing if a player is given that variable of player 1, player 2, or player 3. So we're going to first look on Twitch, user, get user info, user. So basically it's saying, hey, this is the person talking. And it's just going to be anyone talking. It doesn't matter if they are player 1 or not. But if they are player 1, so we're going to do if player 1 is that variable. So if the person talking I think we have to put parentheses user. Okay, so if looks like it defaulted, that's fine. So if they are that person, continue. If not, stop. So if they are that person, we're going to set whatever they say to a new variable called P1 class. That new variable is going to be set here. So it's going to be setting a persistent variable from the argument. Now, I don't have to set anything else there. Should be working. So now I'm going to look at my variables. We can see here, oh shit.
No factor here. This guy is dead.
Garnikin? First of all, thank you. That is very helpful in this month especially, so thank you. You're awesome. For real. Thank you. Okay. I don't want to get too off track here. So, player 1 class is right now set to message. So if I type barbarian, what's going to happen? Okay, so it now set that class. However, if I were to say exclamation point Garnikin, let's see what happens. It's going to change that as well. So that could be a problem. So what I can do is after that first message, it'll change it. And Garnikin, thank you so much. Let me make sure your emote's working. Garnikin.
Garnikin.
Now you can have your liver cut.
Garnikin.
Very, very appreciated. Thank you. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to disable it. So basically after the player, or I should say the user, has typed anything. Ideally, I want it to be the class, so this could be a problem, but for now, this is fine. I want it to disable this entire action. So this action will then turn off. So we'll do core delay 111. And then we'll do core action, set action state to disabled. Okay, so now, opening up my variables. Right now it's set to exclamation point Garnikin, but if I type barbarian, it's going to change the variable barbarian, and then it disabled the class. So basically, in that window, it says, okay, I'm listening for the next thing that player 1 types. Player 1 typed whatever. That picked their class. So the only problem I could foresee is when somebody picks their character, or class I should say, they forget to pick the class and they type something else. If that happens, I could manually set it. Let's see if I can manually set the variable. Okay, I can.
I have to go, but I love you on 24 cake and sparkles and count a purple heart.
Thank you so much, Ikion. Hope you have an awesome day.
Orange love.
Orange love. Congratulations. Okay, so player 2 was Ikion. I was seeing if I could just pick a new
Player
person.
2.
That didn't work though. So right now there's nobody in the giveaway. I'm gonna assign just Garnikin for now. If anybody else is out there, I could do another giveaway, but this works.
Player 2.
So I can technically rig it by doing that. That's interesting. Okay. So now that that's working, the idea here is I have aliases inside of SpeakerBot. And Garnikin wants to be a warlock. So what I'll be doing is basically, right now, these are all the default voices. So each one of these default voices, I'm going to give that name. So for example, we have Knuckles here. So Knuckles, I can change to Warlock. Ideally, I would like this to be uppercase or lowercase. Which it looks like I have to redo it every time, which is kind of annoying. But that's the price you pay for, you know, software being so variable heavy. Like, it'll still work, I'll just have to do double the work, that's all. So for example, adding to this Warlock profile, I would add, we'll do movie guy. And then I would need to make another one. With just lowercase Warlock. Rename. So I can't do like parentheses Warlock. I don't think that's how it works. Now the idea here is each one of these characters is using a specific in and out. The new problem though is the output device isn't changing. So for example, that's why I did one barbarian here. So in theory, I would have 1 barbarian, 2 barbarian, 3 barbarian. And that allows me to do voice meter in 1, voice meter in 2. Danny Gela, welcome in from YouTube. So for now, we'll test this Warlock here. And I can get that set up. So this will be player 2 class. So we're getting that variable. If Twitch variable is player 2, it's going to set a new argument based on what they type. So that could be uppercase Warlock, lowercase Warlock. And then it's setting that variable to player 2 class. And then it's going to play, it's going to disable itself. A barquette or a barbecue. So right now, I think you're not assigned a voice. Why would that be? Because it's not playing your voice. So it does say you're player 2.
Players.
I think, oh, right now it's the variable doesn't exist yet. Okay. Well, that's somewhat concerning. Oh, it's not enabled? Okay. So, Garnican, type Warlock. Please and thank you. Yeah, see, you typed it. So right now it's not creating the new variable. I think you're good for now, Garnican. I think something is not connecting properly. So you have persistent variables. Get global 2 variable. Oh, I think I see what I did. So right now it's checking to see if you're a user. It's getting the global variable player 2. So right now it is getting that you're Garnican. It hasn't updated in a while, which is fine. Oops. And then we're creating a new argument. So the new argument is setting the value of an argument. These are variables to use in other subactions. So the new variable we're creating is P2 class. It's based on whatever you type. Okay. So now we're setting a global variable that I can use in other actions called P2 class. It's based on the argument P2 class. Now I did this already with P1 class. And everything seemed to be working because we saw an update here. However, it's not creating the persistent global variable. Oh, interesting, Garnican. I hadn't thought about that. Like if it's a part of your name, like that could be a problem. I don't think so, because it's basically registering your name from input. So I think I just need to reset the global variables. So let's try that. So I just run a command that reset player 1, player 2, and player 3. So now we'll do a new entry.
Players reset.
Can you say clear? Is that good enough, Fishy? Welcome in. Okay. I'm actually going to try on YouTube here. See if it picks up. So it does have 1. Since I've already entered. Okay. So it looks like I can't enter multiple. Panda, thank you. Like, for real, thank you. Panda, thank you. You know what's funny is I was planning to do like an auction for my sandbox stuff. So Garnick and Panda, if you guys want like an NFT for my collection, consider it payment, because thank you so much. This is this month isn't easy, but I was gonna make it, and I didn't want to, I don't know, feel like I'm asking for money, but it's kind of what streaming is in a way. So thank you. Let me just make sure the Panda emotes are working. Oh, these don't even have commands. I had to update all my stuff because I hadn't streamed in like 6 months. So we'll make a party command. Big hugs. Thanks, Panda. But yeah, I'm excited to get back into just creating content. I feel like it's just what my heart wants to do. And it's really fortunate to have met a lot of you guys through Sandbox. I really don't know where I'd be without, you know, the journey I'm on.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Half dork, you're a pain. Ain't no party like a panda pop's party like a panda pop's party. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop. Okay, we can actually delete some of these. We'll do command triggered friends. There you go. Friends, party, and pain. Those commands are up and running. Okay, so we have our class, and I entered into the giveaway. So if I do this, we'll reset it. Okay, so the giveaway's empty again. The Panda Pops party? I agree. Wow, Hugo Boss, what's up, dude? I didn't delete you. Okay, so we're gonna use me as the example again. We want to do a class selection. So let's go ahead and make sure this is working. So we'll have class 1 enabled and class 1 disabled. So within 60 seconds, I basically have to enter Barbarian. So ideally... Oh, okay, it's starting to make sense now. I can set a global argument. P1 class, and it's going to be the 1 in front of it. So that allows me to use these voices, these voice aliases, so 1 barbarian, for example. And I'll just keep everything lowercase. I think people are too lazy to uppercase anything these days. So barbarian will do Squidward, sure.
This is a test message.
Had to let the cat outside. She'll come up behind me and then just start sucking herself. Like, I get it, she wants to be in the same room as me, but... Okay, so we're going to be using that one message to assign the class variable. So we'll have our list of variables up on screen. So right now it is set to Barbarian, so I'm going to change it. We'll do OK. And then I'm going to do player 1 class selection. We're going to change this to be a new command trigger. We'll do create command. This will be player class. Only moderators will be able to do it, so nobody's like changing class. And this will be player class. Okay. So if I do exclamation point player class, you can see it's enabled, this one. Now if I type barbarian, it's going to put a 1 in front of it. Awesome.
Player class.
So one thing that just occurred is it used the Bart,
Barbarian.
which is right here. So we want arguments. We want P1 class as the global variable. So we're setting an argument. The variable is voice, which is fine. Value is going to be P1 class. And so this is now going to use %voice. This is a barbarian. Should be Squidward.
The CC Barbarian.
That is not Squidward. Is this Squidward? This doesn't sound like Squidward. Putin.
Is Squidward.
Okay. Looks like I didn't add it correctly. And I didn't rename it. Now this is Squidward.
Now this is Squidward.
Okay. Okay. Now we're talking. So the idea here is that players will be able to do female and male voices. But I think we're getting into really complicated territory when I start doing stuff like that. What do you guys think? Should we just have like a cast of characters where it's like 6 males, where it's like the barbarian, the fighter, the paladin, they're all male, and then the females are like the druid, the wizard, the rogue. And so if people come in, it's like they choose their character, and it's basically 12 already pre-made characters. Otherwise, you're kind of relying on people to choose the proper characters. And like adding male, adding female. I think a cast could prevent joke characters. That's a good point. The more freedom people have, the better, but at the same time, it's more things that could go wrong. Okay, well, I need to test player 2 now. So this should assign player 2. Rigged!
Player 2.
Okay, I'll remove player 1. Can I clear player 1? The easiest way would just be to do this. Okay.
Player 1.
So we don't need this.
Player on.
What? So right now, it's assigning me, player 1? This was from yesterday, so I can delete this. Okay. And we also have exclamation point player 1, which that's not correct. So right now, there's so many loopholes that I basically have to close. But I think at the end, you know, it'll be worth it. Pretty fun, though. Okay. So let's go ahead and add another barbarian. I wish I could rearrange these, but it is what it is. So this will be 2 barbarian. And what's interesting, and I guess is beneficial based on 3 players, is that I could have the player 1 barbarian be different from the player 2 barbarian. So for example, player 1, all of the cast could be male voices. Player 2, all of the cast could be female voices. And player 3, all of the cast could be androgynous voices. Because I have such a large voice library to pick from, it makes sense to do it that way. The only difference is players might not like the character they're given. I don't know. Interesting to think about. There is like a social dynamic there. Because ideally I want people to be able to pick their character, you know? But I think I'm overcomplicating it, to be honest. And the less complicated, the better. So now, for now, just because of how complicated it could get, I think I'll just have unique voices per player. Each player can be 1, 2, or 3. And that way there's just like no fuss. And the voices would be distinctly different. So let's say in a scenario, we have 3 people that all want to play barbarians. Well, they all shouldn't have the exact same voice. So by giving them each a unique voice, it helps to differentiate them. And it really makes it a lot more easier to understand the flow of like who's talking. So I think that makes sense. Alright, we'll delete the warlocks for now. So each of these barbarians are now a different voice altogether. What I'll probably end up doing is making sure all Squidward voices are on, you know, character 1, player 1. Player 2 is going to be all female voices. So we'll say like Matilda, sure. I don't even know what it sounds like. That's fine. And then this character will want to be kind of ambiguous. We'll do... That's fine. I don't have to overthink this right now. Okay, so we'll do player 2 class. And right now, I should be player 2. So player 2 class, we're going to enable the class selection. So I'm going to make a quick command for it. What did I type? Player class. Okay, so gonna enable. Oh, looks like I didn't have that correct.
Player class.
Okay, who's talking though? So that's me talking. So right now it's enabling the voice chat. I need to find where that voice is coming from.
Test.
Okay, so right now it's playing through player 2, which I don't want. That's okay, that means it's working. And we'll do a unique variable just in case. I'm not quite sure how variables do when they're speaking in tandem. So this will be player 2 class. This is assigning the variable, player 2 class, yep. Player 1, I'll make sure it's voiced 1 and speaking through voice alias 1. Great. Okay, and then class selection. I want to make sure we have duplicates of all these. This one will be player 3 class. Okay, so this is the player 3. Set up the variables. Player 2 class, player 3. And then it'll disable itself. Great. So basically, when you pick your class, it disables you. Player 2, yep, player 3. Great. Then the class selection, we're going to enable all of them, and then disable them. Okay, so those are all disabled, and they're all enabled. Okay, so we can try player class now. That's going to enable all of them. And we can see here that the variables currently don't exist. Player 2, I want to make sure there is a 2 in front of the message. Then player 3, we want a 3 in front of the message. So now if I type barbarian, should be 2 barbarian. Nice. Okay. So now, whenever I talk, which it disabled it after I chose, so my very first message, it disabled it. So now that I have picked my character, if I talk, it should... Oh. Interesting. Okay. It should be a girl barbarian.
This is our test.
Yeah, it's pretty much girl barbarian. And it should be consistent. So it should... I am a girly girl.
Jeg er girly girl.
That's actually very fitting for a female barbarian. Great. So with that set up, now we will work on player 3. So the first thing I'll do is assign myself player 3. So I'll reset players, which I also need to reset classes, I think.
Players reset.
If I'm doing a reset, where's the reset? Reset players. Players reset. So right now it's setting all of my global variables back to their defaults after 1 second. I mean, I don't necessarily have to reset the classes. In fact, let's say someone doesn't change their class. Might not be a bad thing to have that as like a fallback. I could also randomize it. Well, for now, I'll keep it as it stays in place. Because if there is no voice, it's worse than having the wrong voice. So we want the wrong voice over the no voice. Very good. So now I'll pick player 3. I've won again! And now I will do player class.
Player class?
And then pick barbarian. Yeah, and so that disabled this.
Barbarian.
Now I'm a barbarian. It did pick... I did hear that voice. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I hadn't set up the arguments yet. So we can copy the subclass action, paste it. This will be voice 3 and variable p3 class. And then we're using that variable, which is voice 3. So now it should use the watch mojo. Hey, I'm a barbarian.
Hey, I'm a barbarian.
To be war.
To me, roar.
Okay, one thing to test is to make sure our voices are coming through the correct outputs. So we want in 3, this one's supposed to be in 2, and then Barbarian 1 is in 1. So now my character on the screen here, on the bottom left, should be pulsing up and down. Oh, sure, let's just pull something here.
I've studied the workings of magic and how to cast spells, channeling the magic through objects. To observers, you don't appear to be casting spells in a conventional way.
Cool. So that's working. Everything seems to be working there. I would say the next thing to work through is getting the text on screen. So I want to be able to display each individual character's text. But then we're also going to be adding the aliases for each individual class. So I'll be pulling from these classes. Everything else seems to be working though. Make sure we have a Twitch chat here. Where is it? Twitch chat. Send message. This is going to be choose your class. Do not use capital letters. Okay. Hey, Ezekiel. Welcome in. Okay, so we're gonna pick our cast of characters. We'll do dashes. Do a line break. Artificer. Barbarian. Bard. Cleric. Druid. Fighter. Monk. Paladin. Ranger. Rogue. Sorcerer. Warlock. Wizard. Oh, good luck in your
Player
TF2
class.
games. Your TF2 games, huh? So now it's not responding. Oh, it's up here. I don't think anybody can type that fast.
Player class.
Interesting. So it sent it in 2. Interesting. I wonder why it does it backwards. It's fine. Okay, so we have our class selection. I think so too, Ezekiel. Burp, 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 burp. Me too, me too. Okay, so that's working. Players can choose their class. I now know how to set up the voices, so that's fine. The next thing I wanted to do was attempt to make the text on screen. How does this work? So we're going to do sources. We'll do a text document. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn on Ultimate. This is just closed captioning for anybody that needs it. Oh, just checking the closed captioning. America. Okay, so that's working. That's working. I was gonna maybe explore some of this, but for now, I'll focus on the Twitch chat. So we'll do P1 chat D&D chatter 1. I could do read from file. I think I might have to actually. So that's what we'll do for now. So inside my streaming folder, We'll do P1 chatter. Back. I see. Thank you so much. Oh. I mean, I'm going to give them all of them tomorrow. Would you like more? How many would you like?
5, I think.
I mean, what are you going to do with them?
Well, 3 of them I have added to manually.
Okay. I got, I think, 50 of each, so. You got 45. No, 4 or 5. Anytime. I'll see you later. Okay. We're going to do some research and development here. But whenever a character speaks, so if it's player 1, we're going to read and put that on screen. Set GDI text. Text message. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make more of these. Some chatter boxes. Looks like I don't even need to read from file, actually. Okay, so now we can assign copy sub action. So anytime player 1 types, it's going into P1 DND chatter 1. Whenever player 2 types, it's going here. So it's whatever they typed. And then player 3, it's the same thing. So we'll do paste. And okay. So now if I do players, you can see which player I am. I'm currently player 3. So if I type something, yeah, we can see on screen it did exclamation point players. Well, this is awesome. Amazing! Okay, now we need to condense it where it's transforming itself. So this is where it could get a little bit odd. Chat log line limit. Let's see what happens. Select font. We'll make it small. Okay, okay. So right now it's a little bit too small. Do 72. Let me get some text to copy. So right now it's not wrapping, which is the current problem. Text transform, color, vertical, alignment, chat log mode, text extents, wrap. Okay. 20. Okay, makes sense. So we can see here it's starting to cut off, but that's okay. Probably change the size of that a bit. 48 should be good. Nice. So the only thing is a little bit wide. We do width of like 350. Okay, and then we do want the person's name on screen too. And so that's going to be a custom variable. But hey, that's working. So right now we're just working from player 3 here. So we'll do another text source. This will be P3 DND player. I guess we'll do name one. All this should be fine. We'll do like 48. And adjust that later. So we want to adjust that based on our variable. So when we choose our character, our player, every time they speak, we can actually run this again. But we want to do this when we pick the character. So we're setting the global player 1 to the value. And we're saying the player gets this. So we'll do Twitch, OBS, sources, set text, source, name one. Message will be random line. Okay. Now I'm just making their names real quick in OBS. X. Player 1, name 1. Okay. Now we have each of those. I can assign them here. So we're going to go to here, and we're going to change this to player 1, name 1. This one will be player 2, name 2. And then we have player 3, name 3. Okay, awesome. Chatter giveaway. Half-dork. Save. What's up, Ezekiel? So we'll do players reset. And player 1. So yeah, that assigned the correct name. Perfect. So we can see my name here at the top. It's a little bit small. As for font, I like New Lore. This is a font I purchased a couple years ago. A little bit small. We'll do 120. I think it's a lie, Ezekiel.
This is a test.
That text is a little bit too small. Also somewhat hard to read. I do like Roboto. What else to it? Helvetica maybe? We just want it to be easy to read, that's all. Doesn't really matter which font. What do you mean I'm a squid?
What do you mean I'm a squid?
I'm a squid. Well, now it's not appearing on screen. It appears here. Select font size 100. Is it the font? 356. Aerial 36.
Player 2.
Uh-oh.
Player 3.
Player 3.
Player 3.
Player 3.
Suhaib, welcome in. Ezekiel, what have you been eating then? If not food, do you just drink? Okay, so we have this. We'll do new lore. I think 120 I used. I think having a stroke is good. A little outline. Sarcasm and chaos, says Panda. Yeah, that about summarizes you. So you're a robot, Ezekiel? No judgment here. Okay, we got character 1, character 2. So the awesome thing is with the setup I've done, I might be able to get YouTubers into these D&D chats. As in, like, Twitch players can play with YouTube. So we'll see what happens. So this is going to be Hebo. I don't really care about that. I just want a decent, easy to read font. I prefer Roboto, actually. Let's just do Roboto. This is text to test the size of the window. LOL. So right now that looks a little bit too large. But here it's actually not. This would be Roboto. And then we're just doing 72. What size is this? This is Roboto 72. Do transform, reset transform. So the font's a little bit too small, or too large actually. So we'll do 48. That's about right. The name itself, probably too big. It'll be fine for now. What do hi and enter do? I'm not sure if those are working, Suhaib. You could try though. Here, I'll try for you. It might play a meme.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What?
Although, I'm not sure if they're set up for you on YouTube. They're currently working on Twitch for sure.
Hi.
So let me find my hi command. Looks like hi would work. Enter would enter a giveaway that I'm currently setting up right now. And the giveaway is to play Dungeons & Dragons. It looks like it works. So we can test that real quick. I'll do players reset and entry on. So if you hit exclamation point
Players
enter,
reset.
it should reveal that.
Players reset.
Thanks, Garnican. So we'll see in entry on. I'll also want this to talk on YouTube. Send message. Hit exclamation point enter to potentially join our game. So this will be entry on. Cool, so I should be able to do that through YouTube as well. Enter. So it registered me through Twitch, actually, signing up, so that's nice. Okay, so that's player 3. Doing Roboto. Roboto 48. This one will be 48. So my name should appear on this list. Unfortunately, Garnican's name did not appear. I think it's because I reset it using this function. Did I reset it? I may have. Let's see if this resets it. Uh-oh. That does reset it, okay. So Garnican just added to it. Yeah, there's Garnican here. I'll probably remove the 1 and just put my name as the default, because that appears to be what's happening. So I'm using this command, entry on, type enter. It's enabling these actions. Oh, here we go, write to file, that's why. So we'll do after work. See you later, Ezekiel. But if I hit enter, it should add my name. What is the giveaway? Oh, I'm just testing things, Suhaib. So it's for fun. There's nothing you'll win. You two are amazing, thank you. Amazing. Amazing. Roboto 48. Okay. Use custom chat log. 350, 350. Okay. Handed a win. I'm gonna just put your name in there. So now if I pick players, so it'll be me, player 2 will be Garnican,
Player
That's very
2.
nice of you. Thank you, Suhaib. I've been able to test it on my own, but it's always nice
Player 3.
to have people involved. But I also know people are doing their own thing. You know, what I'm doing on screen right now might not be the most engaging. There's a lot of testing going on. I can actually pull this off screen. It's probably distracting. Okay, so now we can turn...
Albin here.
We're all winners, says Garnick.
Entry
Right now,
OFS.
you guys are barbarians. There's not really a way to clear that, because I haven't added the other characters yet. So what am I doing next? I am currently... seeing if I can add YouTubers. Which it looked like the names were appearing, but if I really wanted to get a YouTuber in, like there's a couple other settings I would have to do. Let me just take a peek at them to see if it'll work. So right now it's doing Twitch ad information, which does not help YouTubers at all. Is there a way to get YouTube information? It's like if a YouTuber talks, it doesn't look like I'll be able to get their name. But if I scroll down here, so I'm looking for like Ezekiel or Suhaib. I don't even see their names in the list. The speaker bot might only have Twitch to be synchronized, which makes sense. I mean, the whole thing is using Twitch API. But what I could do is maybe relay it. I don't even know if it's worth it at that point. Is it worth it? I mean, it's YouTubers. Like, why wouldn't it be worth it? Why not bridge the gap? Okay, but how? How do I bridge that gap? How do I make it to where they can talk? The problem is...
Bigger audience.
Yeah, for sure, Garnican. I think the problem, though, is, like... I can't tell SpeakerBot whom is talking. However, that would be cool if I could. I'm just seeing if there's any options. Channel rewards. No, it doesn't look like it. However, I may be able to add a command. So right now, Twitch or YouTubers can talk, but I can't filter out certain people. So we could do add user login. Okay, let's see what variables I have access to. Dun, dun. So this is C#, which I am not familiar with at all. Yeah, we do not have a lot of options here. So these are all relatively new, though. We might be able to add people to groups. Okay, so it looks like StreamerBot Wiki. So we have sub-action references and event references. My YouTube is connected, so all this is good. So here are some of the events, like when the broadcast ends, when someone chats. Hey, Elizel, welcome in. I'm doing a lot of technical stuff, so I apologize if it's boring to watch. But make yourself comfortable. Let's see, so we can get chat messages. As for sub-actions, it looks like the groups aren't even here. That's what I was looking for. We can grab their username. We can get their login name. We can get their ID. Okay, that's interesting. We might be onto something. I might be able to use that. So we do... But where do I pull that setting from? I guess that's just an event variable reference. So I can get the message ID, I can get the published at. There are super chats. We can get first words, chat messages. So it looks like the information's there, like I can pull from it. But now the question is, how do I convert that into something readable by text-to-speak, which is very possible. Like it's clear that this is possible now. However, it doesn't give me the option to read it. So that's where I'm getting hung up. You have send message. These are groups. Okay, so if someone types in YouTube, then it will speak that message. So message. Just testing things, and this should use Brian's voice.
Just testing things.
Okay. Okay. So now it is a question of how do I add someone's name to a giveaway. Oh, this is getting more complicated by the moment. But I like the idea. This is actually one of the...
Please.
Why? Romeo, what's up? Should I test it? You're good, Suhaib. In fact, if I were to get you guys to test something, here, let me get something you guys would be able to test. And I want to make sure the giveaway is being registered. So we're going to add the command, and it's going to write your name, whatever your display name is on YouTube, into my giveaway. Let's see if it works. So for now, I'm resetting the giveaway. And typing exclamation point enter.
Entry Owen.
Hit enter to potentially join our game.
Right now this doesn't do anything. I should probably
Exclamation mark enter.
make sure it's... You guys
Enter.
aren't actually... Thank you, Garnican. So Twitch is working, and it's loading Garnican's name. If anybody else on YouTube could type exclamation point enter, that'll help.
Exclamation mark enter.
Looks like Panda was able to. So Habe, you also did it? Panda Pops was able to. Did you do that on YouTube? And then Suhaib, I see you also tried. So Suhaib, I think what's happening is that is on my other YouTube stream. Right now I'm streaming to both short form and 1920 by 1080p, so like horizontal and vertical. It looks like only one is getting registered, and that's the vertical. So that's very interesting, and you helped me figure that out, so thank you. And thank you, Panda, for also using YouTube. And Garnican, you're also just a beast in general, so thanks. Okay, so it looks like YouTube, I'm not going to be able to do two different streams at the same time, which is a shame. Oh wait, so I think Panda, are you on the short form or the long form, Panda? Like, are you in the vertical or horizontal? Because it might have been the short that worked. I guess I can't really pick. This is the short form, and this is the one that Panda entered in. So I wonder why this is the one that worked and the other one didn't.
Entry Owen.
Hit enter to potentially join our game.
So this is the one that worked. So we'll go back. Yeah, Panda, I'm trying it out. It's not really helping. And when I say not helping, I mean it's like it's actually breaking more things than it's worth. And so at the end of the day, I think I should only do one of the two. And if I had to pick, I guess I would do shorts. And so Suhaib is in the horizontal. The only reason why I want to do shorts is because if you haven't noticed, short form video, and I say shorts, but I mean vertical video, is the future. Like, this is how videos are getting made. These are the videos that people are, like, their eyes are drawn to because that's how they're holding their phones. Nobody holds their phone horizontally. So we can see here, I just hit enter in the horizontal version. Uh-oh. It's crashing.
Exclamation mark enter.
It works just fine in the vertical. That's cool. I just wish it did both. That's all. I just wish it did both. And there's no real way for me to relay those same messages. Because the YouTube is connected, but it's only like monitoring one stream. Like it's only monitoring one of my two streams. Which there's not much I could do about that. Like that's just the way it is. And you're using a laptop, Suhaib? Huh. I mean, we don't really have a sample size here, but it's clear that you guys prefer horizontal video. Basically, the way I'm structuring this is if you guys want to watch horizontally, you would come to Twitch. If you want to watch vertically, it would be on YouTube and TikTok. And I might start streaming on Twitter again. They lowered their monthly price. So streaming on Twitter, I guess I would do horizontal. I don't know. But yeah, in terms of YouTube, I would no longer stream this. Like it would probably be unlisted. So that's how I would stream it. Is I would stream the horizontal unlisted. And that way people aren't watching it, and they can only, if they're on YouTube, only watch the vertical. And so this is just me kind of like thinking through what to do to get more people watching it. But yeah, the fact that I was able to get people's name onto this list means that I might be able to pull that information and feed it into the text-to-speak so that they too could play the games. The only other problem I can foresee right now is having that text appear on screen. So we can see here, we have the previous players, Halflord, Garnican, and Panda Pops. It's playing their messages from Twitch. Now, to get those messages on screen is the next step. So that would be in my text-to-speak player 3. So I'll go ahead and give myself player 3.
Player 3.
And so I want to be able to talk and put that text on screen. And it's using percentage message, which is the exact same syntax. So let's try it. Let me attempt to type. Okay, Suhaib. If anything, I'm probably going to be wrapping up soon.
Hi.
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 So right now, player 3 class isn't set up.
Player class.
Okay, so let's make sure I can do that through here. Right now it's doing Twitch ad information. I don't think it's going to play properly here. Like if I were to type Barbarian on YouTube. It's not going to register.
Barbarian.
Barbarian. So I need this player 3 information, and I need target info. So I need to be able to pull that information. So this is kind of taking a couple steps back, so I got distracted. We need username from YouTube. So this is a YouTube event reference. I think it has to be a trigger. So we'll do YouTube, chat, message. If user equals temp. Okay. And we'll enable this right now. Now if I type in barbarian. Oh my god, it's working.
Barbarian.
That's actually working. Okay. So it picked up the variable. And Garnikin is a warlock, it looks like. So if it's picking up the variable, then I can this is what I just did. So I can go here and I can add that same trigger through YouTube, chat, message, delete trigger. So basically, if in YouTube the user equals the temporary, which it looks like I don't even need Twitch add target info. Wonder why I added those. I think for now I'll remove them because it'll just complicate things if I believe I need it, because it was working fine without it. And I'm removing some of these extra test triggers that I was using. Damn, so that's awesome. So people on YouTube will be able to play. But the real problem here is that the YouTube chats are not the same. That's the only problem. But that's where it becomes in mind, where it's like, oh, if you want to watch horizontally, come to Twitch. If you want to watch vertically, go to YouTube. I guess that makes sense. Okay, so now it should be reading my messages on YouTube. We can disable this one. And so now if I type on YouTube,
This is a test. I am a barbarian.
yeah, it's working. That's awesome. It didn't take as long as I thought it would to set up. But yeah, I've talked through why it could be a problem, but the fact that I can play with both YouTubers and Twitchers, pretty cool. Oh, thank you, Suhaib. I'm probably gonna wrap up the stream. I've been streaming for about 2 hours. But this has been a very productive stream. I was able to get most of the things I needed to get working, so. The characters work. The variables work. The next thing I need to do, and I'll make a little checklist of things. Let's see. Create 1, 2, 3 classes for everyone. We'll create 1, 2, 3 avatars for each class. So let's say there's 10 classes. That means that's like 30 images, roughly. Create 1, 2, 3 voice aliases for classes. When's the next stream? Thanks, Suhaib. I appreciate your enthusiasm. I'll probably stream tomorrow around the same time, like 3 p.m. Eastern. I think we'll probably open that up once I'm not as busy as I am. Tomorrow I have a little bit of work I have to do through the morning and afternoon, but 3 p.m. seems like a reasonable time for now. Let's see, so we have the avatars. These like character portraits. It's like 30 images. What else? So we'll rearrange the stream overlay. We'll hide YouTube 1920 horizontal streams. Unlist is the correct term. So what that'll do, it will allow me to keep them on YouTube, saved as both horizontal and vertical. We'll probably add chat bubbles for style. We'll do a sample scenarios for testing gameplay. We'll do a timer on screen for selecting class. Check boxes for on OBS to relay info. We'll want to consolidate as many actions possible. Hey, thanks, Suhaib. Have you ever played Dungeons and Dragons? So this is pretty much the environments we'll be in. And the way I'm kind of envisioning it is that, let's say, player one wants to be a barbarian. I would probably have a better example here, but we'll say barbarian. And I would drag them into the scene. And so this would use whatever character they picked. So if me on the left here, up my picture up there, if I started talking, Panda Pops, I see you. You can see me talking. You can see whenever I add context to whatever's happening,
You
me
can
as
see me talking.
the dungeon master would move this around.
You can see me talking.
Ideally, I won't be playing more than one character. But to get things set up, like we already did all like the technical stuff. It's more about consolidating it and making sure everything's working. This is a little bit laggy, so I need to figure out ways of making this simplified. Simple means to showcase AI. So AI is going to be a pretty big part of these streams, I think. It might be nice to make Lauras of my barbarians. But I think that's going a little bit overboard. I don't know. Might be fun. Either way, I think there's a lot of potential here. Let's clear the players.
Players reset.
So it's still showing
Players reset.
the global players. It hasn't updated them in my chat bubbles. So I think the last thing I'll do, and then I'm gonna end the stream, is set the text for each of these to nothing. So basically, when I reset it, it'll change everything to empty. I'd probably also hide the characters on screen. So in theory, this will also be on my checklist. Simple boundary PT scenes to showcase AI. Loading screens for you to assemble scenes in background. And what I'm thinking here is auto add remove character portraits from the above through actions in StreamerBot. So basically, when a player picks a class, changes the photo, and makes it appear on screen. All right, so basically I want to hide all of the scenes here, or sources I should say. We'll do hide visibility state of character. So all be hidden. Okay, we'll do players reset, see how it looks. Okay, well, it did it all at once. I'll just rearrange these real quick. We'll do 3, player 2, player 1, 3, 2, 1. Great. So that's resetting the players. This is just to list the players. Oops. Awesome. Now the cool part is, and this is just kind of foresight into what we might be working on tomorrow, is there are add-ons that I can add to this software that read Twitch chat. It looks like it also reads YouTube, which is awesome. That it can report into the chat what people rolled, and there's polls. This is the big thing that I'm going to be adding. So essentially, people will be able to vote on what a character might do. Now, that does kind of remove some of the action that an individual can do, but having polls like these allow everyone in chat to interact with what's happening. So let's, just to give an example, let's say you're in the arena and there's a monster that comes out. The Emperor asks the audience, "Oh, should we make things more difficult? How many monsters should we send? 2 goblins or 6 goblins?" And so then people in chat can be like, 2 goblins, 6 goblins. There's so much potential to do with this, and I'm basically taking this and giving my own unique spin on it. But I'm excited to see what happens. This is a good moment to end on. Big thank yous. To Garnikin. Panda Pops. You guys really did not have to supply me, and I know it's for me it's very personal to, I guess, ask for help, and you guys, both of you, really did just something I would have never ever assumed could ever happen. Like I just feel loved, so thank you. Huddle Hill! We're wrapping up. But thank you so much, everyone. Hope you all have a beautiful evening. A beautiful tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Suhaib, as well. Thank you. Bye, everybody.